May 16th marks 5 years since the music world lost Ronnie James Dio. Can you talk about what his music and talents meant to you personally and to the metal scene in general? And if you have a personal story of meeting him or seeing him perform live, can you discuss that as well?
Of course. Well, I'll start with influence. I grew up on my parents' music, so it was a lot of Ronnie James Dio. It was a lot of Judas Priest. It was, Alice Cooper, Van Halen. Panama is my parents' song. So that gives you any indication of the household that I grew up in. But I loved his voice. My first Ronnie James Dio album that I owned was Holy Diver, and then from there, kind of went back into his earlier years and then spread out to I love his Sabbath stuff. Like that's like still, and I haven't met Ozzy yet. I've heard he's amazing. But right now that's my favorite Sabbath. Sorry guys. I love the Dio Deers, but we ended up getting to open up for him on kind of a fluke accident right before he got diagnosed. And it was like the last day of their tour with Heaven and Hell, and Coheed and Cambria was on. They dropped off the last date. We ended up, just so happened to be like in the area close to our home and everything. And the manager calls up like, by the way, do you want to like open up for Ronnie? And I'm like, yes, I will walk there. Anything I gotta do. So a long story long, we do the set. It was very nerve wracking because you see like Geezer Butler and Ronnie watching the set in the balcony. So I'm like super nervous. And I don't get nervous, but that's a whole other ball game. And what the most amazing thing was that seeing them come out and kill it, Ronnie still was just, he knew how to capture an audience, but his voice was so incredibly amazing. It was just so inspiring to see that, even at that age, he still sounded like he did when he was in his 20s, And then even more amazing was his personality. All of those guys ended up hanging out with us until they kicked us out of the dressing rooms. And then we were walking out to the buses, and Ronnie turns to me. He's like, I'll see you at your RV. I want to say goodbye before I leave, but I have to say hello to all these people that were out in front of his bus. So we watched him sign everything for everybody. And every picture, everything. And then he still came back to say goodbye. And when he did, of course, we're like, Ronnie, we just saw you sign for like 40 people. We understand if you just want to go to bed. Thank you so much for saying good night, but you don't have to. And he turns to me, wags his finger in my face. And when Dio wags his finger in your face, you listen. And he's like, Lzzy, it's a moment in time. You are never going to remember this venue. You're never going to remember the faces that you saw tonight, but they are going to remember meeting you for the rest of their life. So you make it good for every single one of them, okay? And I'm like, yes, sir, Mr. Dio. So
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, I know, right?
I can imagine him saying that too.
Well, yeah, I was a little freaked out too because what? He's casting a spell on me is what is happening. But no, just such an amazing person. And then when we ended up doing the Ronnie James Dio Gala in LA for Stand Up and Shout. It was just amazing to talk to everybody, and they all had similar stories. Like just everyone stopped whatever they were doing and did this for Wendy and for Ronnie, and it was amazing to see just how many lives he touched in the same way.
And you did awesome on that track, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That was so cool.